In the Philippines, a group of 6 friends composed of Yongguk, Himcham, Daehyun, Jongup, Youngjae, and Zelo were involved in drug trafficking and dominated the area, earning the enmity of the other more powerful gang, known as Monster X. The group of friends called themselves B.A.P, and it was formed when they were still teenagers. The day they met was complete madness. It all started when a young Yongguk, 16 years old, was doing his first job in that world to earn a few euros to help his family. It was a Friday morning, and the mission he was given was to take a bag with 10 grams of drugs to a man waiting at the port. If he completed the job, he could continue with his easy money-making scheme. If he failed, he would be condemned to deep poverty. He left early from his boss's headquarters, and on the way, he ran into Himcham, a boy his age who always annoyed him when he saw him, and that day would be no exception. Seeing him walk calmly, Himcham thought of nothing better than to snatch the hat off Yongguk's head. Yongguk, who was easily provoked, played along, but this was distracting him from his mission, and if he didn't complete it before the end of the day, he would have failed. They began chasing each other across rooftops and alleys. In one of those encounters, they bumped into a couple of kids who were younger than them by 3 and 2 years, named Daehyun and Youngjae, respectively. They were peacefully eating croissants when the older boys collided with them, causing them to lose their food. The older boys chased after them for making them lose such a delightful treat, complicating the situation further. When they reached where 2 kids, appearing to be 11 and 10 years old, were playing, named Jongup and Zelo, the younger ones got angry. The boys were forced to unite upon seeing how a couple of suspicious-looking adults grabbed Yongguk and took his merchandise, saying they would deliver it to the final recipient. The 5 looked on helplessly at the situation and decided to help him. Their solution was to go to one of their houses, grab an insect spray, and seek out those 2 to spray them and create a distraction that would give them a chance to recover the merchandise. They knew where the 2 were headed, so they had the advantage. When they got close enough, they set their plan in motion, successfully executing it. After thanking them for their help, Yongguk went to fulfill his mission, accomplishing it just before midnight, earning the chance to make money when they requested his services again. For being the first, he was only paid 100 euros, and instead of keeping all the money, he gave part of it to the other 5, 10 euros each, keeping 50 for himself. After this, they agreed to meet the next day because, according to Yongguk, he had a deal to offer them. Saturday came, and they met at Youngjae's house, knowing where it was from picking up the spray the day before. Once all 6 were there, he told them the deal. He would get the jobs, and if they helped him carry them out, they would get their share of the pie. After saying those words, the 5 fell silent, and he considered it a negative response, starting to feel sad until Himcham said the first yes, followed by the other 4, even though they didn't know if they could help him as he thought. To everyone's surprise, Daehyun suggested that to seal the deal, they should find a name for their unit. Several options arose, but only one of them pleased all 6, and it was chosen as B.A.P. Thus began their journey to the success they now had. Now the 2 oldest were 26, Daehyun 23, Youngjae 22, Jongup 21, and Zelo 20 years old, respectively. Being at the top made them feel confident, leading them to the current situation, Youngjae kidnapped by the enemy. It all began when, after 6 months dominating the drug trafficking world in their area, they had no better idea than to go on vacation. To do this, they bought a yacht and went on a route through the Mediterranean, stopping in Marseille and Italy.